Working properly, 23 degrees downtown. That automatically takes the weatherman out of the picture at 17 degrees. He's no longer there. Maybe Rob from the 23s is winning right now. I think Barbara went 25. I went 26, and of course our on-air producer, she went 27 degrees today, and I think we're going to get there. I really do. I think she's going to take it out. Having said that, better do this, and you're going to love it. You really are. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, so very, very happy to have you guys joining us this morning, and it's good to catch up with good friends. It really, really is, especially Kris Anders, who's joining us coming out of British Columbia. Believe me, fantastic. Got 3 awesome songs for you to enjoy. And got to do this too, by the way. No matter wherever in the world you are, welcome. It's nice to have you on board. It really is. If you're a first-time watcher, listener, well, I tell you what, why not do this? Get in touch with Barbara. Become part of the family. We call it the noise here at Galaxy. Simply because you have a voice. You really do. We get your emails, your phone calls, we texts, the whole deal, and we listen, we respond. That's how pretty much we make our shows here at Galaxy, and we really appreciate everything and all of your input, literally. Having said that, why not do this? Sub, thumb, bell, bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people, much like Kris Anders, joining us out of British Columbia, and believe me, he is a good friend. He's sick enough to want to come back again, really. It is nice to have that. And, well, why not subscribe, become part of the family? Again, the noise. Yeah, why not do that? Thumb, you know what to do with that, right? Get epileptic with it. Yeah. In the meantime, let's get it underway. Here's Kris Anders. Ever Enough. That gives us a minute or two. Yeah. I'll just turn this up a little bit so I can hear you.
Hey there, Billy and everyone else. Looking forward to Thursday.
I see Chris Andreas is watching. Nice to have Chris on board. That as well, Critter guy, he's there. Nada enough. You got to watch out for her.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, dear,
We've got
dear,
Billy on McKnight.
Billy McKnight's online too.
Yeah, Aaron Halliday.
Looking forward to catching up with Billy on Thursday.
They'll be Wednesday.
They'll be Wednesday.
Yeah,
It'll be our Thursday though.
Yeah.
Literally. And Billy, I hope the phone doesn't catch on fire this time.
Right,
I really
he's
don't.
back to
Oh, honestly, I was doing an interview with him and his phone caught on fire. I thought, we're pretty hot stuff.
What?
Really did happen. Really did. Not enough is saying hi, everyone. Aaron Halliday is there as well. Nice to have Aaron there. Bo Gregory. Awesome to have Bo on board. And today we're talking to Kris Anders. And believe me, I'm absolutely loving catching up with Kris. I think the last time we spoke was September, apparently, to our records, not so much for Kris's. And he reckons something else. Doesn't really matter, really. It's good to catch up with our friend again. Got about a minute to go, so, and of course Kris knows the routine, he knows everything, and all the old jokes, I'm sure, so I'm going to have to invent some new ones, apparently. According to Michael Zdanowitz, who happens to be online right now too, by the way, from Galaxy Class Entertainments, coming out of Florida. That's right. I've got to turn the mic on. Helps a lot if you turn the mic on. Really, really does. Ever enough right here at Galaxy with Kris Anders. And Kris, welcome back to Galaxy.
Thank you so much. Good to see you both again.
Yeah, all two of me.
Yeah, all of you. Yes.
Absolutely. Kris, the last time we spoke, September last year, huge amount of things have happened. Really, really has. But I've just got to say, in that time, Happy New Year.
Yes, you too.
Yeah. Start the year off right. Yeah, believe me, it's good to get into the new year with good friends. It really, really is. And ever enough. You know how this goes. You better tell me the skinny on this one. We love this track.
Oh, that's great. This one is interesting because I wrote this one with the chord structure first. So I typically don't. I typically have a chorus in mind and then put the chords to that. This one was just playing around with that chord structure in there, and I just thought, I like this. I like the way this is sounding. Let's put some lyrics into it and go from there. So I built into that chorus, of course, of being ever enough. Is this ever enough for you? With two ways to approach it. One being the lyrics that obviously point to the writer's frustrations with his lover, the woman in his life. Nothing he does is ever good enough. You might be able to relate to that.
I completely relate to that. I really, I'm better duck. I can, literally. Now, tell me, is your work based on true life experiences?
It's all got some basis of autobiography in everything I write. So, but I'm happily married, so we've got to make sure that that's, full disclosures out there. So there's nothing that is current autobiography in there. But this one, the nice twist I put on that was I invented a character that was frustrated with this. And so I could speak through that character that's a fictional character. However, as an independent artist, the other approach to this is anything I do ever good enough to get to that next festival, to get to that next radio station, to get to that next record label or whoever it is, because it is such a grind, as my fellow independent artists can really attest to. The grind that you put up with, the work that you do, it's very satisfying, of course, but there is that element of, here we go again,
Well, I know exactly what you say. I've been told too, by the way, that yes, I'm happily married.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's establish that and not get ourselves in trouble.
Well, I've been told that's what to say. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Jill Fry's watching. Nice to have you on board, Jill. Really, really is. Moving Lions is in the house. Loving you guys. Really, really am. And today we're talking, of course, to Kris Anders coming out of British Columbia. Which part of British Columbia?
I'm in the North Okanagan area. So I'm north of Kelowna. I'm in a city called Vernon. However, most people, Kelowna is the big city around here that everyone knows. It's where the airport is. It's where a lot of the venues are that we play at. So, but it's known as wine country. We have orchards here. It's just an incredibly beautiful part of the province.
Okay, so you do a lot of complaining there.
Lots of complaining.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Believe me, I get that. We've got a wine section down the South Island for that as well.
There it's just make it red, right?
Yeah, exactly. And believe me, it'd be a sacrilege if it was anything but. So I'm ready. How about you? Tell me about I'm ready.
About which?
I'm ready.
Oh, I'm ready. This one was one of those songs that I woke up with in those sort of lucid dream moments, and I had the chorus in my head. So for whatever reason, I was sleeping in my studio one night. I don't know why. I think I was up late for a show the night before, and I needed the darkness. And I woke up. This tune was in my head. Walked about 10 feet over to the wall, grabbed my guitar, and wrote the chorus, like before I did anything else that morning. So it was just one of those, boom, it's in your head. You got to do something with it, and off it went. Now, the thoughts behind it are just, once in a while, it's nice to write just a simple fun song. It's not depressing. It's just about getting out. And again, as we all know around the world in the last few years, it's not been possible to just go out and have a good time. So that was my real statement of like, things are opening up. We're getting out there. My name's getting out there. We're getting more and more live music, more and more offers to do it. And this was just a testament to like, let's go have some fun. It's a great one to throw on when there's a lively crowd going, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for a good time? Well, let's go, and boom, into it. And the beautiful part about the live band that I have is they've kind of adapted the recorded version into this kind of a punk rock, ska live sound. So it's a nice interpretation of it. It really works well in the live venue.
You know, I'm going to have to come over and have a look at that. Oh, that fascinates me. It really does. So, joining us live, coming out of British Columbia, is, of course, Kris Anders, a very good friend of ours. Well, let's get into it. I'm ready. Got so much for too long these days. It goes. Okay. So, how you feeling?
Oh, great, yeah.
Nice. Hey, the last time we spoke, I'm sure I asked you about a vegan sausage, right? Yeah. Did I ask you about the vegan sausage?
I don't think so.
No. Are you a vegan by any chance?
No, I'm a carnivore.
Okay, so, you know, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this, really, I am. Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
Not intentionally.
Really?
No.
Yeah, well, me neither, but just trying to figure out if they're made of real vegans or not.
Here we go.
It's really dropped out of popularity here now. They don't even offer. They used to be advertising it even fast food restaurants, and now it's been dropped from. I think Tim Hortons dropped it, which is our Canadian coffee, big well-known brand.
That's not good. We can't go vegan hunting in Canada anymore. They've dropped it. There's no market.
I think they dropped the Beyond Meat thing. Yeah. It was in the news a little while ago. So.
Well, you know, I've got a question there. I mean, you know what a coconut is, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, is it a mammal or is it a fruit? Well, I mean, it's got fur and it gives milk.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, hey, scientists are confused now, aren't they? Gotcha.
Hey, Franco.
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry, scientists, but you can't, you can't argue with what's right. Okay? You can dispute it as much as you like, it's still right.
Oh, man, I see the sunbeam coming in on me now.
Yeah, you've got a halo around you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's a new location. I'm upstairs now with this computer. It's we've changed things around. I do have another one downstairs, but it doesn't have the video and recording.
Yeah, I never get a halo downstairs.
Yeah, which is in my studio. We've done that before.
Yeah, we did that one before.
The light is a little more easier to control. But, well.
Tell you what, let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Today I'm joined by Kris Anders coming out of British Columbia, and he says he's ready. Well, believe me, I don't know. I don't know, believe me, I don't know, but I tell you what, 1,731 requests for I'm ready so far and still climbing. Sarah Ritchies is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Sarah. Also, Sean Simpson is on board there as well. Nice to have you back, Sean. Really is. Moving lines, yes, we know Kris. Yeah, well, of course, Jill Fye and Kevin, love those guys, really do. They promised me, would you believe, Kris, special coffee, right?
Right.
Apparently in the Okanagans you got special coffee, and I went, well, send me some. That was almost a year ago, and the postman hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, we're expecting coffee? We should be sending you wine.
Well, I don't mind a small grumpy one.
There you go. Yeah.
And, you know something? I had a guy's car the other day, and, nose to tail, my fault entirely, I wasn't paying attention. And out gets this guy, no kidding, he couldn't have been any taller than about 2.5 feet, right?
Right.
And he rocks up to my door, bangs on my door. So I wind down the window, he looks at me and goes, I'm not happy. I went, well, which one are you? Troy Tipton's joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Troy. It really, really is. Michael Zdanowitz coming from Galaxy Class Entertainment out of Florida, out of Orlando, Florida too. That's the home of Disney, Orlando Disney, isn't it? Something like that. Believe me, such a great man and does such great work for artists around the world. He really, really does. And bands. Kris, believe me, this is going through the roof. Nobody's watching. You better tell me why this is such a success.
I love playing the song, and I mean, the reaction it's got is just going, as you guys know, it's climbing through Spotify as well. I just checked this morning, and I've got over 60,000 streams of it. I released this in October with just the intention of making sure that my full EP was released in 2023, and getting it. It was the sixth and last single to come off my album. The Threshing Room Floor, which had already been released to radio earlier, so I thought, I kind of should catch up to it. It's already being played on radio. I should make sure that it's out on streaming platforms. And as we're seeing, it's climbing through different charts, and the streaming numbers do keep coming in. So this is one that I do live in British Columbia now, and I have for since 2005, so a lot of years. But I did originally grow up on a farm in rural Manitoba. And this song, I was out visiting to go see my mom, who had broken her leg. I wanted to go and check in on dear mom. And I was sitting in the family farm on the couch by myself. I had this moment where I was just completely alone on the farm for a bit, brought my guitar out, and I wrote this song. So it is a little bit of me going back and just looking at the small town I grew up in and taking stock of all those things and seeing all the changes that had happened since I had moved away in my early 20s and pursued careers and, traveled in various parts of Canada and all that kind of thing. And it's a little bit of just, these small towns, they're disappearing. They're disappearing from the prairie landscape. And that's kind of where I did. Again, I invented a character that is, sad to see his love interest leave the little town to pursue her music career. In the video, we used Nashville as the city that she moves to, which, obviously makes a lot of sense. And so that's really where this song came from. It was just me returning home and realizing that things have changed, and they probably will never be the same as they were, all those years ago.
I got to let you know, Kris, and believe me, this is fantastic news too. 2,800 plus requests for it until production played with it, and they added your voice track onto that, and it's gone up. No, I'm not kidding. 3,177 requests since they did that. So, I mean, add those two together, you come to a pretty fair cricket score, to be very honest with you. And believe me, every morning it's on the request sheet. You know what I mean? Every morning, everybody wants, nobody's watching, bro. I can't congratulate you enough. You're right here at Galaxy. Here is Kris Anders joining us live out of British Columbia with Nobody's Watching. That's fantastic, bro.
Wow, those are big numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. The guys in production, they do a pretty fair job, if you know what I mean. And honestly, it just seems like every time production brings out one of these with a voice drop added onto it, people identify who and what and when and request it more often.
Yeah, because they hear it and it sticks as to who this is rather than a song in the background, perhaps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does. It does. And believe me, it just went leaps and bounds.
That's great. Well, that's great because I finally figured out how to use that equipment down there to record those intros through a microphone that's properly set up. So it's not me sitting and talking into my voice recorder on my phone anymore. It's actually a nice mic, similar to what you guys probably use in the studio. So I'll keep doing that.
Please do. Every time you bring out a song and consider us, please give us a voice drop for it. A cold one would be good, if you know what I mean. No music behind it, because production then get to have a little play with it.
Oh, yeah, they can do whatever they want in the background.
Keep in mind, of course, there's only a certain amount of time that most artists put in to the intro music as it is, so we've got to try and squeeze it in there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Some artists have, about 13 seconds, 18 seconds of intro, right? But a 2-minute bloody voiceover.
Yeah.
It's like...
We don't want that, especially when it's on repeat.
So. Yeah, exactly. Keep it reasonable, and we will certainly put it through. Honestly, Toblerone and Gonzo in there, those guys are pretty talented, to be honest. We call them Gonzo and Toblerone because one's got a Gonzo and the other one eats chocolate.
Okay.
I dared to call him fat just last year. He threw all the toys out of the cot and says he's calorically challenged.
Okay.
I'll go with that. All right. Donnie Coulter says, "G'day, rockers." Nice to have you on board. Michael Zdanowitz goes, "Lol." Lol. Don't forget, coming up, we're going to Indianapolis. There's a big racing place there. But we're going to meet up with a band called Divine Martyr. Loving that. Really am. In the meantime, we'll wrap this one up, Chris. But thank you for joining us, and we'll do some photos and stuff. You know what I mean?
You got it. Yeah, sounds great.
That's right. Oh, gosh. Turn the mic on, Grant. Come on, it's not that hard, really. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. And today, coming out of British Columbia, we were talking to Kris Anders. And, Chris, just a couple more very, very quick questions. Obviously, there's some new music coming.
There's some new music coming, yes. So I actually I just remastered and remixed my very first single called Shattered. So that'll be out on streaming platforms. It'll be sent your way very soon. We're just putting codes in, getting some artwork done. So I don't have a release date yet, but I would expect that out before summer.
Very, very cool. Not too far away from summer for you guys, though.
Like, you can see the sun coming in here. It's warmed right up. We still are skiing, though. We've got 3 more weeks of skiing, so I'm not in any rush to see right now.
Okay.
But it has been beautiful out here. Absolutely beautiful.
Very, very cool. Believe me, we've had some sort of summer. In between the rainy bits, we've had some summer in there. I think we got a fair share, maybe 12 days, something like that, which is good for Kiwis. New Zealanders only complain about the weather 3 times a year that we either side of summer and that we don't complain. The rest of the time, well, it's raining, so let's bitch about it.
Exactly. Yeah, well, we can relate to that in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it. I do. So, Chris, absolutely loving catching up with you, and would love you to come back again, introducing new music and stuff like that. Will you consider that?
Absolutely. Anytime. You guys are great, and thank you so much for all the support with playing my tunes on your station.
Absolute pleasure. And we take absolute pride in saying Galaxy 107 FM only plays the best indie artists in the world. You're right here at Galaxy. Don't go anywhere, Kris. But in the meantime, have a very happy and successful day. Join me very shortly for Divine Martyr. You're going to love these guys. You really, really are.